And good evening, folks. You are now tuned in Armor Radio, locally, right here in Spring Hill, Florida. What's up to all my listeners? What's up to everybody out there that has recently seen my post out there on Facebook and Twitter? We have a possible attempted abduction. Let me go ahead and just pull up my Facebook page here, folks. I made so many posts, I honestly just cannot remember. I know it sounds bad, but when you're scatterbrained as I am, this is just how it works. Okay, for those of you over, near, on, or around the County Line Road out here in Spring Hill, Florida. This was located very, very close to the Nantucket Apartments area. For those of you that know where that is, for those of you that don't, please Google it. For anybody that lives there, please listen to this entire broadcast. If you see this gentleman, please dial 911 or Hernando County Sheriff's Department immediately. This was a crime, possible attempted abduction of two separate girls from their neighborhood. I'm going to read off a post that I had actually gotten delivered over to me, and then I'll explain to everyone exactly why I'm doing the show and why I feel that this is extremely important, at least to myself and the station. This is verbatim as far as it goes off of my Facebook page. Alert everyone, a man just tried kidnapping two very young girls from my neighborhood. He told them that he needed help looking for his dog and that he had an electric net for the dog. He also told the girls not to tell anybody. The two girls said no and ran off. The gentleman then proceeded to chase them after the girls were telling him no, but they made it away from him. They live in an apartment complex, so there were other people that must have kept him from following the girls. The man is described as an older gentleman with a goatee, and verbatim it says that he is fat. He had on a black hoodie, green and blue shoes. I repeat, green and blue shoes. Those shall stick out to anybody out there. He had long shorts past his knees that were multicolored. I repeat, long shorts past his knees that were multicolored. He was driving a dark red four-door car at the time. Police are extremely concerned, and if you have anything that you have seen, please call the Sheriff's Department, Hernando County. If you see the gentleman or his car, please do us all a favor and dial 911 immediately. Tag number. I can tell everybody locally, the Spring Hill, that listens to us, to please just go ahead and either follow this gentleman. Please do not try and attempt to stop him. Nothing like that. But I mean, if you're on the phone with the Sheriff's Department, you need to be behind him as far as I'm concerned, no matter what they said. Now, I will also go ahead and inform of one other local child that is missing off of Bay News 9's website, directly, I think, right here in Spring Hill. Let me pop up this photo a little bit here. Okay, she went missing on... Hang on one second, folks. Try and bear with me here. Sorry, I ain't got any music for y'all. Unfortunately, my music is just not what I would want to play for this type of scenario. Let's see. Okay, 13-year-old daughter, female, has been missing since Halloween, folks. So we're talking a couple days already. Last seen in the area of Riverview off of Boyette Road. She's only 13, and once again, we have another issue of the local police department will not put out an Amber Alert. Hernando County, from us to you, this is wrong. Okay? the Amber Alert has to be made. The first 24 to 48 hours of these children missing is the most critical, and for somebody in the sheriff's office to sit back and say, well, she could be a possible runaway, it just doesn't sit quite well in my book. Unfortunately, I don't really go against the sheriff's department very too often because it does create waves, but in this, I will. My father is a cop for the last 42, 43 years, so I am an officer's son, and unfortunately, I don't see it as well as they see it. Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department is who you should contact for this 13-year-old girl. Her hair color is brown, eye color is green. She is a white female, age 13 years old, approximately 5'5" or 5'6". I can't really read the photo, the description too well, and weighs about approximately 140 pounds. To me, the last outfit this little young lady had, and I can't blow the photo up too much more, is looking to be like a gray, let's just say a gray dressy business shirt, something on the order that 13-year-old little girls would wear. It does have a nice pattern on it. Any information, once again, if you've seen the kid, if you know where she might be, call the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department immediately. Telephone number 813-247-8000. Once again, telephone number 813-247-8000. Now, folks, I'm going to explain to you why I fired up and I'm doing this show, and I'll explain to you why this is a little bit so important to me, and to why I just don't understand the deal on the Amber Alerts. First off, let me get to this. Here's a definite way to go ahead and get around your local sheriff's department if they do not want to do anything. What you need to do first is make sure that your police report is filed. Have an officer come out, file the report about your son or daughter. Get a copy on site. Do not let the officer leave without handing you a report immediately. If they will not place an Amber Alert, okay, and you have more than a 98% chance in your mind that your son or daughter was not a runaway, that they're just not at a friend's house, just not answering their damn phone, and that something actually legitimately did happen, whether some sort of proof or something else, what you need to do is take that police report and you need to get a hold of Amber Alert, okay? They're great people. You need to also tell them, the biggest thing, what I feel, is inform them that your local sheriff's department refuses, and let me emphasize, refuses to place out the Amber Alert. If Amber Alert still does not do anything, 9 times out of 10 what they do is they call the sheriff's department. They find out to make sure if the police report is valid. They will take all of your information, call the sheriff's department, and then Amber Alert can actually take that information and deem it upon themselves to go ahead and place that Amber Alert out for you, which in my opinion, I think is very important. So if y'all ain't getting the help from your local sheriff's department, you need to contact Amber Alert directly. Now, with that being said, if Amber Alert still does not go ahead and place your alert out there for you, your next step is to call your local FBI office. Why? What do you mean why? Because they're going to call your local sheriff's department and want to know why in the they're not doing anything about this. Like I said, me being an officer's kid, it just doesn't make sense to me, okay? With all that being said, y'all please forgive me. This may break me up a little bit. It may not. It's been a year, and I'm kind of not necessarily I guess, broken up about it now, but let's just say that, we don't take any more trips to Kentucky. About a year ago, almost up to the date, we had an issue with our son. Some of you see his photos on my Facebook page, and a couple of you have liked the page, and da-da-da-da-da-da, and I've got some great comments from you all. Here's exactly what happened. Last year, we had the same incident. Unfortunately, it wasn't a 24 to 48 hour scenario. We had to wait almost upwards of 2 weeks. I think it was right around 9-10 days before we could even go ahead and get our kid back. The shitty part about this was we had contacted every law enforcement in Kentucky. We contacted, this transpired in actual Louisville, Kentucky. We contacted the Sheriff's Department, Louisville Metro. I mean, you name it. It was we had everything all over. I got shut down off of Twitter about 212 times making my posts. I was almost locked out of Facebook because they thought I was spamming the boards. And unfortunately, it wasn't. And this is the type of thing that a lot of parents, okay, will get really pissed off on, is when our local law enforcement is supposed to be here to protect and serve, and wasn't protecting and wasn't serving us in the least. So a little bit more about the scenario. I'm not going to divulge too much information because, frankly, certain parts of my life are just not my listeners' business. But then again, certain parts are. And so after several days searching, getting leads, having people from east to west coast and north and south try and find plate numbers for this gentleman. My boy was just driving around aimlessly with this gentleman, not having a clue what was going on. We ended up leaving to go up there. Thought we were going to be able to go ahead and retrieve him, and boy, were we really wrong. It ended up, like I said, taking us, I think it was 9-10 days. And it ended up taking the local FBI's office in order to get him back. After the Sheriff's Department wouldn't do anything, they would not even hand us a report, which made this a little bit even harder because when we called Amber Alert, 2 and 2 makes 4, and Amber Alert just politely told us, well, this is how it is. After we called the police departments back to ask them for a, I'm sorry folks, I'm getting a phone call in right to whoever listener this is. I am sorry, I am busy with this call. I'm sorry folks, I just completely, yeah, I do. My mind's going about 1,000 miles a minute. Wow. What the hell is wrong with people? Frankly, to that gentleman over there on Nantucket, I tried abducting those 2 girls. I really hate to say this, but frankly, I hope one of my listeners catches you before the police do. You're going to go to jail for possible 6 months to a year. You're going to get out on probation and a slap on the fucking hand. And at least if my guys catch you, you're going to learn never, never, never to do this to another young lady or any lady, any person, ever again. Okay? I'm going to read off this thing one more time here about the local. Once again, folks, this is very vague. I'm trying to get a hold of the individual right now that had posted all this. And I'm also waiting to see if Bay News 9 is actually going to try and cover this or not. And I'm not really sure if they're going to, but we're going to go ahead and see. I've posted it over there on their website. I've made a phone call, and we'll see if they transpire and take anything from there. Once again, this man is described as an older gentleman. He's got a goatee and fat. He had on a black hoodie. The most important thing that is going to stick out about this gentleman, folks, is green and blue tennis shoes. Green and blue tennis shoes, okay? He's got long, multicolored shorts past his knees, and he drives a dark red four-door car. Plates are unknown at this time. If you have any scene or any whereabouts within that area, anybody over near the Nantucket apartment area, got a plate number, either please email it to me right here at Armor Radio. Send it to armorentertainment@yahoo.com, or add me over at Twitter at Armor Radio and drop it to me right there on my page. I can get it out to my listeners immediately. In some cases, my listeners are actually out there in the road. Since I am internet-based, anybody with a car, truck, SUV, newer, Sync or OnStar can also tune into us. So anybody that's listening to us in the cars can also hear us as well. This puts a little bit more emphasis on the area versus the patrol cars that may or may not be in switch, for time, during roll call, whatever the situation may be. But any Amber Alerts, y'all have missing kids, add us. The minute we hear about it, we act fast and 100%. We're not the police. We're not the news team. We don't sit and wait. I'm not about trying to, not do paperwork, okay? And that's really what it boils down to. I'm about finding the kids, because you know what? God forbid I would have had one of those officers' head had my son not been okay. The Amber Alert in the first 24 hours. First 24 hours are very, very important. Okay? Bear with me a second here. I'm trying to pull up this Hillsborough County girl again. Jesus, all these missing kids. This is just crazy. Folks, like I said, I do apologize. I asked out there for a couple of the artists to go ahead and throw me a track right quick that I could go ahead and play in the background for y'all. Nothing like what I usually play. Keep in mind, this was going to be lyric free. It was just a beat. And unfortunately, nobody was able to fast enough to go ahead and do this. Where are we here? Okay, Hillsborough County. If you guys have any information for this child, okay, please contact the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department at the following number of 813-247-8000, okay? Or if you're local, just dial 911. That's the fastest way. Well, I shouldn't say that. I've been actually placed on hold on 911. So I think that's kind of a joke as well. Let's see here. Hair color is brown. Eye color is green. She is a white 13-year-old female, folks. White 13-year-old female. Height is approximately 5'5". Weight approximately 140. It does say brown hair to me from the photo, folks. She has got very black roots. You can tell it was a dye job, or she's obviously been in the sun way too long. Regardless, this little girl was wearing a gray, some sort of looks to me like a star pattern with circles. zodiac signs, kind of just something dressy that a 13-year-old child would wear. And that's what the photo has on it as far as what the photo was taken in. I can't necessarily say that this is what she left in. Who knows? Mom and Dad may have just had a photo and turned that over to the Sheriff's Department. If Mom and Dad from Hillsborough County are listening for their daughter, okay, with a DOB of December 28th, 1998. I refuse to give the child's name just because it is a child, and frankly, I don't really want to draw that much attention. But to the parents that I posted over on Facebook, if you have any current updated photos, if you may have known what she was wearing that night, the day she left, was she in a costume? Did she go costume-less? Where was she roughly the last time you heard seen? Does she currently have a cell phone on her? If she does, this is useful information. Call me, email me, fax me, Twitter me, do whatever you have to do. I can get that local number over back to your local cell carrier who can bounce that number, and as long as that phone is on, folks, we may be able to find your kids. This is something that the police departments also do not want to tell you folks. Why? It's paperwork. But I can tell you right now, if this has happened to one of the officers' kids, I guarantee there'd be an Amber Alert out within 20, 30 minutes. And that I just kind of don't agree with. So I want everybody, okay, that's had a missing child like myself, if you feel that your sheriff's department is not, or has not, or just plain won't do anything about these Amber Alerts, you need to listen to Armor Radio. And you need to link up with me. Why? I want the name of those sheriff's departments. No, it's not necessarily to cause waves, get myself in a major stink with these people and get pulled over 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, every time I'm on the road. But I am part of the media. I do not follow FCC regulations or any other regulations. Hence, I am on the internet. So, we are free speech. I will get your information out all across Florida. I am just as capable. I won't say just as capable. Let me say that over the airwaves, I am just as capable of getting your information out as Amber Alert is. The only difference here as Amber Alert goes ahead and they actually have the contracts with all the states and your local highway signs. So whenever anybody rolls by and you see all them digital boards that say I-75 may be closed to traffic, such and such miles ahead, those signs will automatically flip when an Amber Alert goes out in that state, and it will completely flip your Amber Alert over and over and over again. Folks, moms, dads, okay, step-parents, grandmothers, grandfathers, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, nephews, I don't care who you are. If you have a missing family member and they have a smartphone, you need to call your cell carrier immediately. The minute the police leave your house, because we already know they're going to do one of two things. They're going to consider your child a runaway, okay, until whenever they deem it necessary to go ahead and place the Amber Alert. That's wrong. You don't consider any kid a runaway. And I don't care if they ran away or not. And if they ran away, that's even a more of a better reason to place that Amber Alert, because guess what, folks? Your child's out there phoneless, moneyless, without his parents, and has no clue what the hell is going on. All they're upset about is they feel that they need to get away for a minute. But you know what? It only takes 1 minute for somebody to pull up and snatch them kids into a car, kicking and screaming. and I've lived in Chicago. I've seen this happen with my own two eyes. So for anybody out there that can decide they want to pipe up and tell me that that's impossible and that it won't happen, frankly, y'all can just kiss my ass. I know it happens. I had it happen to my son. All right. So once again, I'm going to read off the information about these kids again, and if anybody has any news, y'all please add me over at Facebook, Armor Entertainment, ARMOR Entertainment, Facebook. Add me at Twitter, Armor Radio, same spelling, ARMOR Radio, and also add me over at Armor Television. Why? That's our newest project, and you could possibly see your kids' photos on that local station there. We are in the midst of trying to get that up and running as we speak, and now with more of these kids locally, at least to where I live, missing, it has to happen, period. Once again, 13-year-old girl, she's been gone since Halloween. Last seen in the Riverview off of Boyette Road out there in Hillsborough County. Okay, they tried to get the word out. She's 13, and the mother and father said that the local Hillsborough Sheriff's Department will not place an Amber Alert. Not yet. Somebody? Anybody? Date of birth for this young lady is December 28th, 1990. Bear with me, folks. Mom and Dad, I'm sorry, I can't see the photo too well. I think it's 1996 or 1998. My math is just all messed up right now. We've got hair color of brown. She does have black roots by this last photo. Eye color of green. She is a white female. Height of 5'5", weight of 140 pounds. Once again, anybody have any information on this child? Hillsborough County Sheriff's Department. Call them at 813-247-8000. Now back to our local attempted abduction of the two girls right here in the Spring Hill, Florida area, right around the Nantucket Apartments. The gentleman is described as an older, fat gentleman, goatee. He had a black hoodie. This is the biggest identifying mark, at least right now, for this man, until he decides to change clothes and shoes. He's got green and blue shoes on, folks. Those are going to stick out like a sore thumb. Has long shorts past his knees that were multicolored. What color? Got no clue. This is all that's in the ad, and I'm giving you exactly what was received by us. He does drive a dark red four-door car. The police are extremely concerned, and if you know anything or have seen anything, please contact the Hernando County Sheriff's Department immediately, or just pick up the phone, dial 911. If anybody sees him around that Nantucket area again, I advise any of my listeners, okay, don't let him leave, period. That's what I'm going to tell you. You keep him there at any and all cost. Then call the Sheriff's Department. Don't let him get on the road, because we got a chance of losing him, okay? He needs to be locked up or have his ass whooped. Either way is fine with me. I prefer an ass whooping, because people just don't really learn from jail. You know, they go in, they think, oh God, I ain't got to pay rent for another 6 months. You know, no insurance payments, no food payments, and some of them think that, you know, the jailers are their slaves and, you know, waiting on them hand and foot. Frankly, I don't want my tax money going to house them. I'll remain nice during this show. It is what it is, folks. From all of us here at Armor Radio, to every mom and dad out there that's missing a kid, that has missed a kid and has gotten them back, We love you all. We hope they're safe. We continue that your children are safe. Get us that information. I'm going to post my phone number also on my Twitter account. If you have a missing kid, call me. I sleep with my cell phone 24 hours